Hi, in this video I want to talk about how organizations using Kubernetes can structure their security policies. I will be using a model that on a high level distinguishes all objects as compute and applications. When it comes to compute, you can think about as your virtual machines, all your Kubernetes worker nodes. It's all grouped under compute and it's all runs Kubernetes. All your compute is running. That's why we label it as deployed. From security perspective, you would be interested to look at vulnerabilities, compliance, and runtime behavior of your compute instances. You already probably noticed that it maps really nicely to virtual machines that were used before Kubernetes. You can use all the same tools to perform vulnerability and compliance scanning, as well as establish runtime protection, so like your malware tools or file integrity monitoring. On the other side, you have your applications. I usually like to think about applications as container images. One can ask, why don't you define applications as pods? The reason is pretty simple. Services deployed using sidecar patterns, as well as some other services, might not really feel nicely in this model. For example, if I have a pod that's using Istio sidecar, I would probably want to decouple Istio container image from actual application container image. That's why it's nice to represent applications as container images. Your applications can be in different states. You can think about them as your source code, continuous integration, so something that actually been built, and your deployed applications after it's been built. When we look at source code and continuous integration, it maps pretty nicely to older environments predating Kubernetes. Your Java application always had source code, it always was built in some way, so you can still use the same tool for scanning source code for vulnerability and compliance issues. When it comes to a build environment, you might want to use different tools. For example, something like Trivi, which is container native scanning tool, allowing you to scan a container. When you think about your application that has been deployed, it's very similar to your actual host. You can do vulnerability and compliance scans as well as look at the behavior during the runtime. There's going to be a different set of tools here, something specific to containers. Some popular companies here would be Sysdig, Prisma Cloud, by Palo Alto Networks, Aqua, and many more. Let's look at this graph again. There are definitely some things that it doesn't cover. For example, your compute instance can also include continuous integration policies in case you are building your own machine images. This model also doesn't include your infrastructure scanning, and you would have to apply those policies using a different model. That's everything I wanted to share today, and let me know what you think about this model, maybe some shortcomings you can see or other ways it can be improved. Also, let me know if you guys want to see more videos like this one.